the start of the theme tune is it's 5 p.m. in Pyongyang, and that's going back to my tail end of Facebook essentially being an alias of Kim Jong Un, or just not that I don't really have much in common with him, but I mean. If only there's a sound engineer on the call.
We were just talking about this, right? Like, it was muted, yes. We were literally just talking about this, but welcome everyone to Fireside Fetty, episode 95, I think. I'm Ozoned. We talk to people from around the Fediverse and other awesome things. With me today is NPC.
INPC.
INPC. Okay, cool. I never knew how to say. I always said NPC.
Okay.
And this is from his bio. So I'm not making fun of him. I swear. He wrote this: audio engineer and musical fuckwit, self-hosting, go-to social interested in music production space, economics, privacy, gardening, cats, and first and foremost, the host of the Calimera show each and every day of the week on Owncast, right?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And then and out on Castopod as well as so it's a fully fledged podcast as well. Although it's technically a music show, but it's me playing records. But it's kind of my little tribute to pirate radio, really.
But so we were on the call and I start the countdown and it was up to the wire essentially trying to figure out whose audio wasn't what, and then I failed. So yeah, it's off to a great start. At least we're setting expectations appropriately.
Yeah.
Can only go up from here.
Yep.
Well, you want me to call you INPC?
Yeah, or call me Matt.
Matt. Okay.
Yeah, I mean my domain name on GoTo Social is even though I've changed the spelling, but it's basically .matthew.art.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured it was. I wasn't sure. I was gonna ask later, but okay. All right, Matt. Well, how did you get to where you're at today?
Oh, so yeah, basically, I mean, if you're going right back, let's deal with the indie web side of things first. I think that's an easier or a shorter story. So really 2019, I'd got to the point where, I had Facebook and Instagram and was trying to do the things you're supposed to do on the internet as a music maker, promo, whatever. But I was also getting it was making me sick, really, truthfully. Yeah. And more and more information was coming out about Meta and what kind of stuff they were doing, how basically they're experimenting on people's mental health. And I was like, well, I have to actually quit. And you'd see people rage quit these things from time to time, and I was like, but if I'm going to quit, I'm fully quitting. But in the lead up to that, I changed everything on my social media to pictures of Kim Jong-un. And then led this sort of fantasy life where I was photoshopping Kim Jong-un, doing all kinds of like windsurfing, driving fancy cars, just all these things. But it was all with Kim Jong-un, and on
Facebook,
and then just sort of on Facebook, Instagram,
nice,
LinkedIn. I just deleted everything and just put human. And that, I maybe had that running for like a few months, and then I was like, right, okay, I'm just going to go dark, shut this whole lot down. And I actually heard about the Fediverse on a podcast, and I think actually I wasn't really doing any online stuff at all, and then heard about the Fediverse on a podcast somewhere, and I was like, well, this sounds interesting, and then joined. So this would have been 2019, I think.
Oh wow!
And it was just really interesting because you'd post something and you'd come back later, 3 hours later, and nothing had changed. The timeline. There's
Yeah.
still the same
Yeah.
5 posts from like yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was really good training, actually, just to slow down and going from this very sort of dopamine fueled, check,
Yeah.
check, 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 to just like, well, this is cool. There's 10 posts a day on this thing. And most people aren't even, and most of these people are really codey,
Yeah.
computer heads, and I don't understand what they're on about, but it looks cool. And and they just started, and it's been nice because I've seen things develop, and I've seen, I mean, we have massive. I can't remember if it's 22 or 23 when Twitter.
Yeah.
They had the big Twitter thing, but yeah, and just in that time learning about all the different elements and the indie web, and just the indie web as a concept really resonated, because it's coming from a indie music maker perspective. That's like, oh right, there's an internet that's like doing little gigs in your hometown, but it's on the internet, and yeah,
I love the way
really
you look at that. Yeah, because I mean, and the whole rage quitting Facebook, I've known, like, I never was really into social media, but it was like I played a lot of World of Warcraft. Surprise, I'm a nerd. And it was like you would quit and then you get that itch and you'd come back, and then like you don't normally just quit cold turkey. You have to kind of taper off. And we have found it is an addiction, right? Like, that is hard, leaving all of that content. But when you get like a community like that, you are choosing to be there. You are choosing to see that, and you get out of it what you put into it. If you don't want a lot, if you just want to follow people, that's fine. But if you contribute, then you're helping the whole system. And like, I think that that's one of the reasons we've anecdotally, people have said that they get a lot more interaction on the Fediverse than they do other places, right? Because they're not building communities. They're a platform that's boosted you somewhere that someone just liked it.
Uh-huh.
Totally different environment. Not that I've ever been on the big social web, really. But
no, but you're being more. I think you're being more. Everyone has their sort of, how they project themselves, and depending on which groups they're in, whatever. But there's nothing forcing you to act a certain way, other than how you feel about things yourself. So, I mean, I did find on Instagram, I was, spending a lot of time thinking, how can I make a 30-second video of my band that's interesting?
Yeah.
Like, rather than finishing songs, and that just seemed so. I don't know, it just seems such a daft thing, really. It's like, well, actually, what should be doing is just making songs.
No, you have to not only make songs, but you have to figure out how to get it recognized on a platform that you don't control, and the algorithm changes tomorrow, right? Like, there's a reason that so many YouTube videos have pictures of people going,
yeah,
because it works.
Yeah, and it's so weird. It's such a weird
the system. Yeah.
Yeah, and then because I've got friends who do that, and they and they enjoy it. They don't hate themselves doing it. And,
I was gonna say, like, you're saying that part is the part you don't enjoy. I can't imagine. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see like there being like specific like marketing folks that find that kind of thing absolutely incredibly fascinating. I'm probably not one. I just get annoyed by that stuff.
Me neither. I've got a couple of friends that are way more in that realm. And one, I mean, it's funny, a friend of mine, he goes, I've cracked it. I know how to get that optimum thumbnail image. And I was just like, right, okay, cool. I'm glad. I'm happy for you, my friend. I love you. Like, go forth and enjoy yourself. But it's also like, that's just such a weird thing. Like, he's a really good artist, and yeah, certainly, But yeah,
Hey,
just a really sort of strange thing.
we set our own goals. We set our own growth. Like, yeah, I mean, marketing people get excited by the numbers moving around. I'm just like, that's just too much for me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
want you want to understand and you want to be excited for them, but it is so far outside of what you do that it's essentially alien to you, right? And you're just like, good job, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and yeah, I don't know. There's certainly financial trade-offs, that's for sure. I think. Well,
Oh
I
yeah.
think I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a comparison really to make. I just sort of muddle on regardless, and
Well,
you know, it,
but
oh, go on.
but I mean, in that case, again, said about you get out of it what you put into it. I mean, those kinds of things again is you need to figure out how to manipulate the system and then start tweaking the dials and whatnot, because I would assume that they collect so much data you could target it at people like that only like specific kind of music or something, and you get that data back. But I don't know, at least to me it just feels wrong. Like no one should have that kind of control and power, not even based on selling it. Like even if I wanted to find, you know, for type of music, I don't want the trade-off of the privacy issues at this point either. So I mean, I'm you're, we're here, right? So we're talking to the choir. I think my
Yeah.
internet's dying.
Okay.
I think I'm okay, but just a heads up.
Okay. Okay.
Uh okay, so you were essentially tired of playing that game, right? And then found the Fediverse, so you're decided to bring your music over here and just give up on that?
Uh, More or less. Yeah. I mean, I've you know, I took, well, my little band is me and a singer Abby. Obviously, I had to sort of get her consent. As just I'm really uncomfortable. I don't want to be on Spotify, but I also don't want to make decisions on your behalf.
Oh yeah.
And actually, so we withdrew the music from Spotify. Um, we might still have a YouTube. I don't know. She's still got an. There is a band Instagram that she has and doesn't
Manages.
use, but it exists.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I really just couldn't. Just in my own brain, in my own world, I really couldn't put it together to be on those things. And also, I do think there's you have to do what it's great. You can, I mean, who doesn't know that Meta's a bad company at this point, or a ill-intended
Mark Zuckerberg.
entity. Well, Mark, yeah, but well, yeah. But
No,
that's
he thinks
there's a
he
whole,
thinks they're helping change the world for the better. That's why we
yeah.
should
Well,
give them more billions.
I mean, it's bringing returns to shareholders, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. That's
At,
literally it.
and at the
Um,
expense of society.
at the expense of society, and it's like, and I just felt that okay, I'll even if I'm in a room on my own, at least at least I feel like and everyone has their little battles. There's so many, that was,
Yeah.
what we were saying earlier on, there's so many things in the world going on, and you have
Yeah.
X amount of bandwidth, and it's like, well, what are the things that I can actually make some headway and actually do something,
Yeah.
and what are the things that just, because if there's so many things, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed and just
Yes.
defeated by everything. And it's like, well, yeah, and I'm sure I have my ups and downs, but I try and focus on the things where I can,
Make a
you
difference.
know
Yeah.
make some kind of headway. Yeah.
So is
um
that why you started the Calimera show?
Kind of, yeah.
Do you want to talk
I
about
mean,
what that is?
yeah, so I mean, basically the Calimera show. So Calimera is Greek for good morning, basically. And when I was 18, I spent a year living in Greece, and it was beautiful, and it was a really happy time of my life. And I thought, yeah, let's go with that, because there's a number of reasons, or a number of things came together for starting it, but really, in essence, it was about starting the day in a nice way. So essentially, every morning I get up, I play records for an hour at least. Some days, if I haven't got a job to rush to or whatever, might play for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I think one time I did 5 hours just hanging out and playing records, but it's usually an hour-ish, and it's just a great way to start the day, and listening to music. Hey, I mean, I'm a sound engineer. That's my trade. So to listen to an hour of various music in the morning is very healthy for that. It sets me up in a good way, but also mentally, it's a really good tool. Just to, because even when it's just, I'm just on the Fediverse, but it's still very easy to get into just, scrolling along and just looking. And there's so much, there's a whole, there's lots of crap going on, and to focus on that. So really just a means of navigating that and improving the start of my day. So with the idea that that would carry on throughout, and which is done. Also because I've had, I know, I bought my first record when I was 9. So there's, 42 years worth of record buying, give or take. So there's a few records around the house. It's an outlet for that.
So you mix the music, or is that what you do?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, on the Calimera show, I'm literally playing records. I do play work in progress of my own bits as well, and also there's quite a lot of records that either I've worked on or friends have made, as well. So, most shows there'll be something that I've perhaps had a connection with, either that's as an engineer or programmer or within the network. Of people that I know.
Well, I mean, you can't even do that on a live stream anymore, right? If you were doing that on Twitch would ban you, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, I'd get shut down on any platform. But hence why, I mean, I always use pirate radio as a hashtag, and although I don't have a transmitter on the roof and I'm not going out, but I don't have a license what I'm doing, and it's in the spirit of that. And actually, growing up, pirate radio for me was such a huge thing for me. Sort of my 15, 16-year-old self. I loved that stuff.
Where were you at when you were listening to that? Because it seems to me like a lot of folks in the UK and Europe are much more familiar with pirate radio than us here. I had never heard of it until I don't know, 15 years ago.
Right. I mean, growing up, it was huge, and it was where I lived. I live out on the coast, so about 70 miles from London. But my dad lived in London, so I'd go to see him at weekends or whatever, and then I'd just hear this stuff on the radio that was just incredible and just really exciting, really underground sounding, fuzzy. The signal's not great, so you couldn't always get everything, but it also created such an amazing atmosphere to the music, because the signal did duck in and out, and it just and the DJs, just the quality was very poor, but amazingly beautiful at the same time.
Well, and it's interesting that you say it that way, like, because you just you have, as you said it perfectly, like, it creates a specific atmosphere, and I think that's one of the reasons, like, people go back to their favorite form of music to play. Like, a lot of people like records, and now apparently other generations that hadn't grown up on that physical media, they're going to like CDs and DVDs, which is interesting. And I think that, like, having that sense of atmosphere is just as important as the music. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, more so. I mean, the funny thing is, when I was a kid, I'd be trying to hunt these records down and trying to find these records, and there are times, especially the records that I most loved, it was sort of a disappointment when I found them on vinyl, because they didn't sound as good. They sounded really clean, and they sounded great. They were well produced, they were well made. But the thing that I loved that was on a cassette was
Yeah.
fuzzy and
You get
very
the,
compressed, and
yeah. That's
it,
amazing that you say that, because I've only ever heard people talk about how, vinyl is the epitome. And I was like, get one that pops and scratches. But yeah, there with cassette tapes, there's always that background shh,
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's the
yeah, yeah,
tape literally moving across it.
yeah,
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 no, I
and
never thought
and
about
the
it that way.
yeah, and the medium itself, it kind of squashes the audio. It takes the peaks out of the audio and just flattens it a little bit, but in a really cool way. Um, and yeah, and then you combine that on top. It's funny, actually, there's a guy on the Fediverse that helped design or helped make the transmitters of the stations that I listened to. That was one of the coolest things ever saw. And there's like, wow, you knew those guys. You actually knew those guys. You hung out in the pub with one of those guys. Like, wow.
No, and
So
that's
that's the
the
great thing about the Fediverse. You get those kind of geeks, which is
yeah.
like beautiful.
No, to him it was like a 9 to 5, and then to you it was like, oh my god, that was the heyday of music. Tell me everything. It's like, yeah.
yeah.
No, and
Um,
we were talking like building those little communities, like that kind of thing that gets you connections and things, much more important than, forcing me to follow Elon Musk or something like that on some of the other ones. But yeah, that's really cool. And that's why I enjoy like the Fediverse. I wouldn't have found your music without it. Like it is like a breeding pot of such unique indie things and strange, unique stuff that I literally can't see anywhere else anymore.
right. I think you're right. It's a lot of cool indie makers, and they're doing their thing.
Yeah,
And
there really is.
their thing. They're not trying to. I don't, and I'm not. It's not like, well, I can only speak for myself. It's not like I'm doing something mad, incredibly original, whatever. But I'm picking all the things that I like, and then I'm mashing them up in my brain, and
Yeah.
outputting them in a way that makes me smile. Makes me happy. And that to me
And well,
is the
I,
essence.
I I I always thank people because like yourself, like it's like, well, I'm not doing much, but you being out there on the Fediverse makes, because the Fediverse is just a platform essentially. It is an open platform that anyone can run anything, but because you're there doing your thing on an open platform, that gives a network effect to all of us. And that goes for, you doing music or me creating a podcast, or just, I talked to a grandma that had beautiful pictures of her dog. Like, we all get to then find our little communities the way we want, and by being here you're investing back in all of us, so thank you.
Oh, and thank you. Oh, yeah, yeah, and big up everyone. Big up
Yeah,
everyone that's sort of like got a little computer running in their shed or wherever,
yeah,
and is actually creating part of that network.
yeah,
And that's you've got there are people that are really advanced to this stuff, and they've got server racks or whatever, and there's people out there that have got a Raspberry Pi, or I mean, my server's like I paid
or
200 quid for a secondhand computer off eBay, and
yeah, or if you
you
just
know,
signed up on mastodon.social, even like that, again, because it filters out everywhere, that matters too.
yeah.
That's why I
And
love this kind of stuff. But so the Calimera show, you haven't, you live stream 8 to 9 London time every day,
yeah, every weekday.
every weekday.
Um, and
London,
it's
Athens,
been
Pyongyang, El Salvador, and OMSK. What's OMSK?
Omsk. It's in Russia.
Oh,
Uh, I just figured it'd be nice because you usually get sort of like New York, Paris, big cities. And I mean, obviously, I put London. That's it's nearest to me, but
Yeah.
I thought I'd just shine a light on some other time zones. Why not? Why not? There could be some people in Omsk who are like, yeah, man, that's wicked. Someone's actually. That's our time zone.
No,
they never
that's
they never get a shout.
yeah.
So
Pyongyang. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, for ages, the theme tune is at the start of the theme tune is it's 5 p.m. in Pyongyang, and that's going back to my tail end of Facebook essentially being an alias of Kim Jong Un, or just not that I don't I don't really have much in common with him, but I mean,
Are you sure? You might.
well, I don't know. Hey, I run things in this shed, and he runs things in North Korea. I guess there's a parallel there.
I don't know the man. I would imagine not, but hey, you got 2 arms, I got 2 arms. Let's be friends. Well, there you go from there, right? And figure it out.
Yeah.
Interesting turn.
Well, yeah. I'm just thinking, how do I recover from this one? How do I get back? But yeah. So, but also, because there's a lot of silliness within what I'm doing as well, and or I don't know. I just want there to be fun. I don't know. I'm not saying, crikey, guy obviously does some nasty stuff. So I'm not, but just having a sense of fun about the morning and playing music and enjoying myself and trying to have a smile and trying to start the day in a nice way. To sort of tool yourself up for whatever craziness might happen in the day ahead. If you can have a smile about you and a sense of fun. Actually, it's a deeper one. There's I don't know if you're aware of the reggae artist Lee Scratch Perry, very, 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 very influential producer. And he passed when he was 82, but he still had a childlike mentality toward everything he did, and it was very deliberate, because it's basically tuning in to that part of your, when you're a child, you just play, and whether that's drawing or you're, making something out of cardboard or whatever you're doing, it's a sense of
learning and being excited about what's that next thing.
And actually in a state of play. And I think when you apply that to, certainly applying that to music or creativity, if you're in that mind state where you're just fully involved in what you're doing, you're fully in the zone of it, and you're enjoying yourself and you're creating. That's essentially what a child does, in when they're given that space and in that environment. So tapping into that energy, I think, is really, really good creatively, and just a nice space to be in. And and it's not like you're in that space all the time, because obviously there'll be plenty of other things that happen in your day that will quickly take you out of that state of mind, whether that's bills arriving or having to drive to the supermarket or whatever. There's enough happening, but that I think that's a really, really interesting perspective to be in that frame of mind, and I guess trying to maximize the time I can spend in that, because the time element is really what matters, I think, ultimately, and especially the older I get, because the time is the real finite thing that you have, and you don't know how much of it you have. And regardless of what you earn or what you do,
you can't pay anyone to get more of it.
No. And you could have another 50 years on the clock, or you could have another 24 hours. You won't know. But if the here and now, you're in a space that is interesting, then I think that's, in a lot of ways, that's kind of the best you can hope for in a lot of ways, or at least that's my perspective on things.
And I mean, you're trying to put out good vibes every morning. That's awesome.
Hopefully, I mean, there's a real nice crew. Actually, actually, what the really nice thing is, actually, the same people come back every day,
Yeah.
and have been doing now for a couple of years. So it's like it's a very what I'm doing is quite haphazard, and there's mistakes, and it is just me. It's just me and my cat. The cat is a big part of the show. I've got to big up George. I can't. It's not all about me, is it, George?
Yeah, let's talk about the cat now.
Yeah. Well, he's a huge part. He does the weather. He's the key to the weather report in the day.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
so
I haven't, like, I'd love to see it live, but it's on at like 4 a.m. my time. I'm gonna have to find a way, like set an alarm and catch
yeah.
an episode.
Well, see, I mean, it's funny now because he's now changed his habit, which for about 18 months it was pretty consistent. Sort of just behind me, there's a bench here, which I've got two cameras. I've got one camera that's directly on the turntable, and then another camera that's on the chair. And George would always be there in the mornings, except when it was warm. And he was really consistent for well over a year. And it's like, well, there you go. There's the weather, because if he's outside, it's warm. if he's inside, it's not. It's like, well, there's your weather. It's like, what else do you need to know?
Or if he's inside, it's raining.
Yeah, it's less than warm. If he's outside, it's warm. If he's inside, it's less than warm. And so there you go. There's the weather. But also, it was so nice because he did just sit there the whole time. So it would just be a camera on a cat.
You should have. Did you like measure how far away he was from the window? Because the further away he was, it was probably colder out.
Ooh, you're onto something there.
Data Zero says, George.
Hey, Data. Yeah, big up Data, actually. Data Zero. He's our tech support guy, and top gent, actually. But he actually knows what he's doing with computers, and has rescued me a couple of times when the server's gone down. So
as someone that has been told that I'm the one that knows what's going on with computers as well, it's okay, Data. You're not alone. No one knows what's going on with computers. So we just stumble along until we find the answer and keep going like it's not a problem.
See, I can do that in a studio environment. I'm okay with that, but command line, it's a very different world.
Yeah, it takes all kinds, man. Everyone's needed in a different way.
Exactly. But George is he's just a good boy. He's a very good boy. But he now hides under the desk mostly. He's just changed his habits. He's very old as well. So
this to me sounds like he has a new method of telling you the weather, and you just haven't caught up with it is all.
Well, I think we kind of worked this out last week. I mean, it is kind of funny, but also not, because a friend of mine, and he listens to the show every day, but he also got heat stroke while he was at work, because he works outside, and we've had a heat wave and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm on the radio in the morning telling him it's less than warm, to wrap up warm, put a hat on, wear a furry hat or whatever, and he's gone up a ladder, gone up and got heat stroke, and has ended up quite sick for a couple of days. So I had to have a reasoning with George, and George, there's quite high stakes here. People were very, very dependent on what's going on here.
People were checking into an internet private radio station to find out what their local forecast is going to be from a cat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
totally normal stuff. Like, this happens all the time.
Yeah. And if it does in our world.
Yeah, there you go. Every day, 100%.
Which is the beautiful thing about it. Other people, they they're probably getting their weather from, I don't know, the news or something, and then
I've
finding out that everything's terrible, and
I've
ruining
interviewed
their
a
day.
weather entity. That was by far one of the most interesting ones. So I mean, hey, if a weather entity can do it, why can't a cat? A dog
Oh,
once was a mayor of a city.
there you go. But essentially, weather entity. What's weather? Who's weather entity? I need to know about weather
Oh, you
entity.
don't know the weather entity? Oh, let me see if I can find it.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
Is it in Boston? See if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. Because yeah, it's someone on Fediverse who does weather. He is a weather entity. This help. This is
Excellent.
helping. I'm just talking myself in circles while I'm trying to delay.
I'm typing that into my search bar now. I feel I need the weather entity. Well, I don't know if it's that actually. Maybe it is.
It's a
I'm
guy
getting a
that
thing.
acts like like a being that was created by Mother Earth to tell people that global warming is a real thing, and it's like he's incredibly well done. And
Oh, okay.
when I talked to him, he didn't. Weatherman. Here, I got it. Weatherman. Uh,
Ah,
weatherishappening.com.
do you know what? I think I've heard of that actually.
So
I
yeah,
need to hook him
maybe
up with George.
maybe George and him need to team up so that they can have a better worldwide audience.
Yeah, just collab and yeah, yeah. Ah, excellent.
I'm trying to just so I could say,
Oh, good, good.
George's people can talk to his people.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. There you go. Thanks for the link. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's an awesome looking website, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
air quality alert. Right. Yeah, cool. Anyway,
is
yeah.
is there anything else you want to talk about before we move on?
I think that kind of that gets the atmosphere of the show across. I think. Yeah.
All right.
Um, yeah. Where do you want to go from here? Where should we go from here?
Well, now for the real reason, I asked Matt here. Have you seen the quiz? You know about the quiz?
Oh no, 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 no.
Oh,
What's
okay.
happening?
This is great then. This is something wonderful. Now for the real reason I asked Matt here is to give him the opportunity to win a prize of a lifetime. Art prize
Ooh.
today. Do you remember back in the 90s when they sold gold-plated audio equipment and said that it makes things so much better?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So what we got you today is gold-plated ones and zeros so that the bits can flow through the line and make the sound better. It's totally a
yeah.
real prize. So,
Wonderful.
you ready for the quiz?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Favorite movie and why is it Spaceballs? Because that's my favorite movie.
Oh, see, I always go for ET. Actually,
Is that your favorite
so
movie?
well, it's the only movie, the only sort of because I'm not much of a film person,
Oh, okay.
and so if anyone ever asks, or if there's ever a conversation about films, all I've really got to draw from is ET and Space and Police Academy. So
So you
you know,
go with just like a safe conservative answer, just like, yeah, E.T.'s my go-to. Have you seen
yeah,
E.T.?
I have, but yeah, I don't know, 40 years ago. Yeah, I maybe seen it a couple of times since, but I don't know. I think the main thing, I struggle with the attention span for film. If they condense that into, and it could take any film, whether it's Lord of the Rings or whichever, but if you could condense it into 30 minutes, that'd be perfect for me. I could take it on board. But a lot of films,
I think telling the whole of the Lord of the Rings in 30 minutes would be very chaotic.
oh,
It would be non-stop, that is for sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, if someone can do that for me, if anyone's listening and fancies
I
condensing Lord of the Rings down into a 30-minute chunk that my attention span
I
can
think
can
so.
hold on to.
I have the collector's edition of the trilogy. So it has in all the additional scenes and things, and then they actually have like it's over 24 hours for 3 movies.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
yeah, I would love to see them try to condense that down even further. That would just be a blur. That'd be amazing, actually. I'll bet. I mean, people could do it, right? You could record it and then literally just scrunch it down. But
Speed it up. But
yeah,
yeah.
that's not what you're talking about because you'd still need to understand it. And taking, what is it? Like
Yeah.
just the movies themselves or something like 12 hours and condense it out into 30 minutes. Yeah, E.T. and Police Academy. They go hand in hand, the natural double bill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have seen
very similar.
Space, but I mean, I'm doing really lousy at the quiz, but
No,
I did see Spaceballs. When did that come out? Was that like 86 or something? Was that, or was it? It was,
something like that. 86. Yeah, that might be right.
I guess. I mean, I'm
No,
just picking that out
I,
there, but
I,
it seemed, I was,
I
I was a
don't,
youngster when that was on.
I don't know if you realize this yet or not, but the quiz isn't really serious.
Oh,
You
oh,
really do bad at the
oh man,
quiz.
oh man.
And I always feel bad because, like, I can play into that. Oh, it's so bad, but I always feel bad. I can't actually. I just want to comfort people. So,
Oh,
uh,
it's. See, I really wanted the gold plated ones and zeros. It's funny, you get like USB cables, £1,000 or $1,000 USB cables. It's like, what's going on? What's going on in someone's mind when they think that actually something's different when they spend that amount on a digital cable? Because
yeah,
it's not gonna, it's not gonna work. Either it
yeah.
work. I mean,
I can't wait
good.
until they have like fiber optic cables, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we wrapped it in gold because that helps the light travel better."
Yeah,
Or
we got
something.
gold-plated photons. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, it's close enough to my ones and zeros, right? So, and I got those, so obviously that's a thing.
yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, next
Nice.
question.
Okay.
Green, white, red, yellow, or blue?
Uh, I always answer these things instinctively, and I'm going green
Okay, why green?
because that's the first thing that resonated. It was literally the first thing that resonated, and I didn't analyze it.
No.
And that's, yeah. I think that's. I try, and I sort of now come with a serious answer to a quick question, but
No,
I
this is
try to go instinctively with things if I can,
uh-huh.
you know, or that I hope that there's an instinctive thing, because the instinctive thing, I don't know. I guess in terms of creativity, that's where
Yeah,
the interesting.
you go with your feeling a lot, right? There's no right or wrong
Yeah,
answer with music, but you know what you like and you go, "No, that's I love that." And that right there is literally why I ask these kinds of weird questions because you actually get to know someone. Like your answer is just whatever you felt like it was. I love that. That's
but
great.
the other thing with that though as well is I do find the more I think about something, the more likely I'm going to get something wrong. Um,
There's no
just because
wrong
I
in
know.
this. I mean,
Well, no, but because I overthink it. I
oh
start
yeah.
overthinking it, and then you start, and you start double thinking about.
Actually,
You know,
the first
uh,
rule of the quiz is you're not allowed to think at all. So you'll be
oh, great!
disqualified if you start thinking.
I'm brilliant at not thinking.
All right. Next question. Tiramisu, cannoli, or panna cotta?
Hmm. Uh, Again, tiramisu. Uh, the second one,
Cannoli.
I've only had that a handful of times, and yeah, panna cotta I've had a few times, but tiramisu, a good tiramisu, is
Yeah.
a thing of beauty. That's a real special.
See,
Um,
that's my wife loves tiramisu. I don't want coffee in my cake. I don't know.
yeah, I hear that. I hear that, but when it's done right, because also there's some bad tiramisu. You know,
There is
this isn't
way
just all
more
bad.
bad tiramisu than there is good tiramisu going on, I think.
Where was I had literally last week I had a tiramisu cake in a local cafe, and it was disappointing, and it hit me. I had a real grief moment about that. It's like, this is supposed to be tiramisu. I can't really taste. I want some coffee and chocolate things going on here, and this is just cream. So yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Next question is, what does an alternate universe Matt do?
Oh, make money.
I mean, because there are infinite universes, and yes, Christoph said it's a multiverse based quiz. It could be exactly what you do, but a little bit different. But I mean, well, I'm assuming you make money, so maybe that is.
I cover the bills, I'll cover the bills, but yeah.
Make money.
Yeah,
sorry, just going off guard. I wasn't expecting
that. So strange things can happen in parallel universes.
The physics is upside down, and I make money. That's the in that order.
No, I mean, yeah. Well, I'm just trying to think what would I do if I wasn't doing what I'm doing? I don't know.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kalimera means good morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I reached out to an alternate universe. I have an alternate universe phone. Only the most beautiful and brightest people can see it. So, which obviously you see it, right? So, I reached out to an alternate universe, Matt, and he said he runs the Kakimera music show. Yeah, and it is the closest thing to Bad Morning.
Okay.
That doesn't actually exist, but yeah, he just sits there scratching records out into the world.
Okay, well that's kind of what I do, but I guess I suppose that's maybe.
He is the evil you. He has a little.
Yeah, maybe he's the evil me that actually listened to Iron Maiden for more than 6 weeks as a kid. Maybe that's what happened, because I think that was there was a school holiday when I would have been, I don't know, 13, 14, and for that one summer holiday I hung out with people that were into Iron Maiden, and I got to the end of the summer holiday and I thought, no, I'm not really into this. And then I heard Public Enemy, and then I was like, oh man, Public Enemy, now that's where it's at. That's the vibe. So maybe
he took a wrong turn in life and ended up like hating people.
Now I hear Rip Denim, and what have you. Well,
that's his backstory.
Yeah. Took a wrong turn, Iron Maiden, and now it's the Bad Morning Show.
Yeah. All right. Excellent answer. Next question. An electric kazoo. A windless flute, or drums that beat you back?
Oh man, that's such an easy question. Kazoo. It's got to be the kazoo, man.
Do you have a kazoo?
Yeah.
I
can't play it with this.
Is it an electric kazoo?
It's a bass kazoo. It's a bass kazoo. Very, very special instrument. I only learnt of bass kazoos about 6 weeks ago.
That is not a thing.
Look up bass kazoo. It's a bass kazoo. Behold the bass kazoo. There you go.
Play it again. It sounds like a regular kazoo.
Well, yeah, but it's sold. It is sold as a bass kazoo, and it is bigger. It is bigger than a regular kazoo. It also comes with a lanyard. And check this out. I've held on to this. Hold on, it's probably. But
so this is one of those things where it's like, I'm so far outside of my field that there is a possibility that this ludicrousness is reality. But that sounds just exactly like a kazoo.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's a bit bigger. But the maddest thing is it came with a card, which I'm now looking for and I can't find because I wasn't expecting this moment. But it says
always
lifetime. Oh, is it up here? It might be up here.
Always expect the bass kazoo talk. Bass kazoo talk. There you go.
Yeah,
it's a very important lesson you learned.
There's a card that came with it though. It says lifetime consultancy email.
Wait,
that's the cool. Yeah,
there's no way.
There's a card that I'm trying to find it. It's honestly, I'm not making this up. And you threw that in at random, and you did not expect me to pull out a kazoo. That's literally right by my side. It never leaves my side.
I mean, that's why I do it. I love how that turned out. That was great. I love that. Okay, a bass kazoo.
But yeah, if you get a bass kazoo, if you get the right brand, I'm not sponsoring, but if you get that particular brand, and then you'll find there's a card with it, and it says lifetime support. So you get lifetime support with that kazoo, which I've yet to take them up, but I'm waiting for that moment. There'll be, 20 years time. I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm going to hit them up. This is the time. This is the moment I need to hit up the kazoo support line.
Yeah, test.
And just help me. Help. I'm in kazoo danger, or I'm in danger of no kazoo. Last week, actually, when Bonnie Tyler passed, did a very moving kazoo rendition of Total Eclipse of the Heart, which was a beautiful moment.
Holy cow, there's 326 people listening?
Well, there you go.
You set the all-time record count. Congrats. By a lot. I think the highest I ever had before that was like 60.
Right, okay.
Sorry, that just caught me off guard when someone said that in chat. I was like, that's not in my chat.
Wow, that's kazoo. That's the power. That's the power of bass kazoo.
Now we need an electric kazoo because you put power into that bass kazoo, man.
You imagine that'd be a Hendrix moment. That'd be Dylan. That'd be Dylan.
That would be Dylan, yeah, in the park where they recorded it. People are walking out. It's literally one of the most pivotal moments in modern music history. Yeah. I love that. I love that video though. I mean, like, I'm sure if I were there and I paid for Dylan and I got that, I'd be really pissed. But knowing where we're at now, like, that was a defining moment that you just walked out on.
Yeah. I mean, hey, wow. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But wow,
Well, as usual, and that was an excellent. I was not expecting that segue. As usual, the last question will be sent to Matt telepathically. So, Matt, open your telepathic lines. I'll send you the question telepathically. Take your time, think about it, and then say it out loud so the rest of the audience can hear. You ready?
Okay.
Here's your question. Okay. So I telepathically sent you the question. Obviously, because you got it. I mean, we're telepathic. Totally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So let me know whatever you think the answer is.
It's very nice of you to ask about my gig tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's going out.
That's why I did it. Let's hear about it.
Yeah. So tomorrow night on the Indie Beat TV, which is a Fediverse platform. Shout out to all the Indie Beat TV people. So they, sort of going full circle really, but part of the beautiful thing about the Fediverse and certainly the music community. Shout out to Sam at NHAM as well. and Snob and the Bonk Wave crew, all the Bonk Wave makers, and there's a whole mad community of music makers on the Fediverse.
Yeah.
And which is incredible. But yeah, anyway, so the Indie Beat TV, they've been doing some live streams of people playing, and then so tomorrow night, my band Lyosha are playing in this shed, which is going to be interesting because there's just two of us, but I've never set up a gig in this shed before, and it's going to be super tight. I've got I've got a bunch of gizmos that I play around with, and then Abby sings and plays guitar.
What time?
That is 8 p.m. UK, so that's 7 p.m. UTC, so 2100 UTC tomorrow night. Yeah, I don't know what your UTC -4.
Correct.
Is that right? Yeah. So
yeah, that'll be the same day.
Yeah, so 3 p.m. your time.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so everyone go check out the Indie Beat TV as well. That's
so that's the web address is live.theindybeat.tv. Oh, I should check.
Well, the TV one, the actual TV one is just tv.theindybeat.fm.
Yeah, but this is their live.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so there's live.theindybeat.fm. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Live.theindybeat.fm. There you go. But they've done a few of these events now, and actually, when I put out my last EP, and I did my own live stream, but I had a bunch of people on that, and that was really cool. Like way more people than I ever thought, and again, it's just like it's lots of a lot of the people that were tuned in are music makers themselves and creatives themselves, and it was just it's just like it's a really cool vibe, and it's all done, it's all just done people doing their thing, and it's not it's not done for commercial reasons, it's done for love, and just to celebrate the creativity, so yeah. But thanks for asking. Thanks for
yeah, no problem. Again, we're psychic, so we've been saying it back and forth, and that you're welcome. Of course, we set that up perfectly. Sorry, I'm an idiot. All right. Well, that's all we got then. Unless there's something else you want to. No,
that's I've had a lot of fun. Thank you for having me along. What's going on?
No,
I can't see the chat. I don't know what's going on.
No, it's not the chat. I'm looking at the logs for they're all unique UUIDs, so I'm guessing that was something weird going on. But anyway, yeah, this has been great. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you, sir. Well, and I almost forgot. Congratulations. You got every answer either correct or incorrect. Good job. Unfortunately, when we went to send it, we mixed the two boxes of ones and zeros together, and everyone knows that a 1 and a 0 together makes neutral nothing. So
phases out.
Yeah. The only thing left was gold, and who wants a whole bunch of gold? So we just threw it away.
Yeah. Put it back in the ground. Horrible stuff.
Yeah, that's it. All right, but everyone, thank you so much for coming, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Everyone, bye.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Take care.